Otis culture, fashion and craft. Hello everyone, you're welcome to Otis Culture. In today's tutorial, I will be showing us on how to make a simple and fashionable cowl kaftan. It is very easy to make. Before I continue, I want to say a very big thank you to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you all. And if you are yet to join the family, all you need to do is to click on the red button down below to subscribe to my channel, and also click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. So without further ado, let's move right to the tutorial. My fabric has been neatly folded into four because I'm cutting the front and the back bodies together. I am using a crepe material and I'm using 3 yards of fabric. You will place the tape on your center back and you will determine where you want your sleeve to be. I want mine to be 22 inches. So I'm going to place the tape at my center back. This is the center back and the center front. So I'm going to measure 22 inches. I'll be using neck width of 4.5 inches. Neck depth for the back, I'll be using 1 inch. Neck depth for the front, I'll be making use of 7 inches. With my French curve, I'm going to curve the back neckline. Then with my ruler, I want the front neckline to be V. This will be for the front. This is for the front neckline. I want it to be V shape. From this 22 inches, my sleeve length, I'm going to measure 2 inches downward. From the 2 inches, I'm going to connect it to my neck width for my shoulder slope. From this 22 inches, I'm going to measure my sleeve opening. I want my sleeve opening to be 8 inches. Shoulder to my hip line is 25 inches. My hip measurement is 50 inches. 50 inches divided by 4 is 12.5. I'll be adding extra 3 inches to it, which will give me 15.5. 15.5. I'm going to measure the same thing at the lower part of my dress, 15.5. Then I'm going to connect from my hip straight to the lower part of my dress. Sleeve opening, I'm going to connect with a curve to meet the hip line. So the next thing to do is to cut it out. Before I'm going to cut out, I'm going to add half an inch to the shoulder. This is how it looks like after cutting it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to notch this sleeve opening. So I'm going to remove the back bodies and continue with the front bodies. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this front neckline, the V shape. This is the lower part of my dress. I'm going to measure 3 inches. Depending on how high you want your slit to be, I want mine to be 12 inches. So from these 3 inches, I'm going to connect to the 12 inches. Thing I'm going to do is to cut it out. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to connect this V shape, I'm going to connect it into a straight line to meet this. Then I'm going to split it open. So the next thing I'm going to do, after splitting the front into 2 parts, I'm going to use a bias strip to finish one part of the neckline. I'm going to do the same thing on this other side as well. Use a bias strip to finish the neckline. I'm going to repeat the same thing at the lower part. I'm going to use a bias strip to finish the edge of the slit. I'll repeat the same thing on this other. I've sewn it, as you can see. This is one side. This is one side of the front. I've turned the neckline with a bias strip, as you can see. Then I've also turned the lower part with a bias strip. I've also done the same thing on the other side of the front bodies as well. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to place the positive side together, the 2 front bodies. I'm going to sew it 1/2 inch straight down, which will now turn to one piece of front bodies. I'll quickly do that and show us the next step to take. I've sewn it from the neckline with 1/2 inch, as you can see. This is how it looks like at the positive side. This is the back bodies. I'm going to finish the neckline with a bias strip. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to join the, after that I'm going to place the front bodies on it, positive side facing each other, and I'm going to join them together at the shoulders. I'll quickly do that and show us the next step to take. I've joined the front and the back bodies together at the shoulder, as you can see. This part is absolutely optional. You can decide to hem the sleeve opening twice and sew the side seam with 1/2 inch straight down. This is a leftover fabric from my previous tutorial. I'm going to use it to sew as a band to the sleeve. This part is absolutely optional. Why I am doing this is because I have leftover fabric from my previous tutorial. You can also make use of the same fabric to sew band to the sleeve. It will also come out nice, but because I love color combination, I'm just going to give it a try to see how it looks. After that, I'm going to sew the side seam with 1/2 inch, and I'm also hem the lower part, and I'm going to show us the final look. This is the final outcome of today's tutorial. We've come to an end of today's tutorial. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you've not done so. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Also remember to click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Bye.